Good morning, everybody. Thank you. I'm really overexcited to be here. This is my first event for over 2 years, and I haven't met so many people in the flesh as I did yesterday and this morning already. So thank you so much for getting your jabs, coming along today, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of day. So why have I titled this talk, Marketers Start Your Engines? Well, 2 reasons, okay? The first is, I was aware of this incredible wide projection screen at this wonderful conference center. And I thought, well, let's do an opening animation and really go for it. It was a bit jerky in rehearsals, but we'll see if it goes, how it goes. But it was a good excuse to do this. No, not bad. And thanks to my wife for figuring out how to add sound effects to PowerPoint. So, anyway, oh wow, a round of applause. Thank you. But the other reason, of course, is that the theme of this presentation is that it is a fantastic time to be in marketing and brand management. It's like all the stars and planets have aligned, and I think this is one of the most exciting times that there's ever been for marketing as a discipline and brand building. But I thought, as we're at a brand management conference, what better place, what more appropriate place than to introduce you directly to my distinctive brand assets. So here they are. Obviously, you've got my font there. That is actually my handwriting, converted into a font that I can type with. I have this illustration style, you'll see on the left here, and my color palette, and my signature and my website. Now, I'm a big believer in the power of distinctive brand assets. So that's something I think that Professor Byron Sharp is one of the biggest things he's really highlighted for us. But you know what? I was going to do a joke here. I was going to say I haven't taken it to the full degree. Does anyone know somewhere in Prague, where you can get a suit in this kind of color and a jacket and a tie or whatever, so I can be completely matched. But then I was really jealous of the fantastic previous speaker, Martin. Is Martin still in the room, or has he gone? Yeah, I think he's gone out for refreshment. But did anyone see his shoes? Yeah, the guys at the front of these could see his shoes. And he stood there in front of his opening branding, screen with his matching shoes and even matching laces. And I thought, right, I'm definitely going to buy that suit. It's worth it. Anyway, just one last thing, and I promise to get on with the presentation in just 2 minutes, right? 1 more minute. But I shared a secret with some of the guys I met last night from McCann's. And that is that, well, I do 99% of all my own illustrations. It's something I'm really proud of. But occasionally, I get my daughter to do some when they're really important. So this one is actually my daughter's. And I said to her when she did this a couple of years ago, I said, one day, our illustrations are going to be, including hopefully some of yours, are going to be on a massive screen at a massive conference, and everyone's going to hopefully applaud. And so, yeah, can I, the photographer, thanks for coming to the front. If we could just do this for my daughter, yeah, and maybe if the video as well, if you'll go, wow, brilliant, a big whoop, come on, thank you. Oh, Georgie, thank you. So, okay, enough about distinctive brand assets, at least for now. All right, let's get on with the show. Right, like any good presentation, my argument as to why it's such a great time for marketing has 3 supporting points. Actually, by the way, that's in my soft skills book. It works every time. Always have 3 supporting points. Okay. The first is that people are keen to spend right now. And when I say people, I mean 3 types of people. You've got end customers are keen to spend, no question about it. Businesses seem able to invest again in marketing and brand building. And also investors are also interested, and that means more investment to brand growth as well. So that's one side of the equation. The second one is that we have more proof than ever that marketing is a fantastic investment. It's one of the best investments a business can make, especially if they're in it for the slightly longer term. And we'll talk about that a little later. How long term are we talking about? And then the third one is, again, we're learning all the time how to be effective at marketing, how to maximize the return that we get. And there's clues and learnings and fantastic mini MBAs you can attend. We were talking about Mark Ritson's mini MBA. I haven't been on it, but everyone I've spoken to who's been on it says it's actually superb. What happens, of course, is if you price promote a lot, your competitors tend to follow. So back in the early 90s, 92, there were price wars in the States with American Airlines, Northwest Airlines in particular, and then all the others followed suit. And they kept cutting their prices, Now this produced a big boom in sales in terms of flights, but the damage to profitability was immense. In fact, it has been estimated that the loss made by the industry that one year, 1992, was wiped out all of the profits that had been made from the entire industry since its inception before. That's how damaging price promotion can be if it becomes a price war. The same thing happened in the telecoms industry later that decade. It's nearly happened more recently with Walmart and Amazon, I think, but they stopped that. I think their analysts must have done the sums and gone, hey, this is never going to work for anyone, So they stopped it. So I'm a big, what's the opposite of an evangelist? A negative evangelist about price promotion. So I thought even to make it, I've got two ways to make it more memorable. The first one. Apologies of those who don't like flying and they're going back tonight or whatever, but I couldn't resist it. Actually, the other thing is, when I was preparing this presentation, the previous slide, do you remember the price promotion, the shape of it? A blip up, and it blips usually a bit lower and then comes back to the exact same level. I thought, if you keep doing price promotions, what does it look like? Anyone got a thought in their head? What might it look like? Oh, what was that? Yes, perfect. Yeah, look, if you plot it, it looks like you're on life support and you're only just surviving and just blip, blip, blip. So in other words, it might just keep you alive, but barely, So it's nice. Anyway, I thought it was quite funny.